We're here to chase you off. This is our fucking communities. You want to see what gang violence is? We invented gang violence. Came down here to the Lowry Apartments, rented the Big Mod.
For sure, Big Mod 29. Y'all know what it is?
Yeah, we down here for the same reasons. Right
Facts.
here. Dallas. Dallas and 12th. The Lowry Apartments. We're down here to chase these Venezuelans off.
Oh, we don't know. We ain't from here. Yeah.
Look, we got another one right here. What's up, bro? Look, we're down here to fucking take our country back.
Ain't no question.
We ready out here.
You guys want to mob down or what? I got a megaphone in the car.
Yeah?
What's your
Yeah.
name, bro? I'm Big Mod, bro.
Yeah, we down here. America's back down to take this shit back.
Dallas, Texas.
Yeah?
For sure.
Yeah.
Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye up, bye up. In a menudo style or direct fashion, we're going to get straight into the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel. It's all because of you. And for that, I can say I'm very humbled and I'm very much appreciative. Thank you. Gracias. Right now, trip out. I came across a video that I wanted to play for you guys. And it's really blowing my mind. I'm mind blown, right? And the reason I'm mind blown is, will this Aurora, Colorado stuff just stop? Will this Venezuelan hatred just stop? Now, of course, yeah, gangs are from everywhere. Maybe they did set up shop. Maybe there is a few guys that are gang banging in Aurora from Venezuela. So what? What's the difference from the Crips, the Bloods, the Norteños, the Sureños, the MS, the whoever the fuck it is, right? Gang banging. Not too much of a difference, but the focus on these Venezuelans is just outlandish. It's crazy, right? Now it's got to the point where we've already cleared up the craziness with the Hells Angels pulling up. I think they pretty much settled that, letting everyone know, hell no, we won't go. There was no reason for them to pull up and assist people. But there was a lot of people in my comments yesterday when I did that video talking about, oh, so they won't defend this country? Whoever said they wouldn't defend this country? I'm sure every American here feels some type of way about where they live and are willing to defend their hood, their barrio, society, people in general, the community, whatever. Okay, however you want to spin it. But at the same time, there's also a lot of people that don't involve themselves in business that isn't theirs. You know, I think we were all taught from a young age, stop sticking your nose in other people's business. Hey, remind your own or your own will remind you. Worry about what you're doing rather than what everyone else is doing. That's going to be more good for you in the long run. You know, let your short-term goal being from point A to point B rather than traveling the long road and involving yourself in everyone else's situation, because you're going to find out at the end of the day, you get no rewards. You get a lot of grief, a lot of struggle, a lot of hardship, and that's period. So the video I just played for you was, of course, some gang members, not Hells Angels, pulling up to Aurora. That's how bad this situation has got. That's how ingrained big time media is, that they've convinced people that there's a takeover, that Venezuelan gangs are taking over America, Chicago, New York, Colorado, right? Never mention California because that's a tricky situation. But all these different places, they're saying that the Venezuelan gangs are taking over, that they actually have guys like this pulling up to the apartment complex in Aurora, ready to get off where he's mad at. Now, you can look at him two different ways. You could look at him as a concerned citizen that's willing to defend his country, or you could look at him as a clout chaser, an opportunist who took an opportunity to make a video and to involve, you know, the gang lifestyle. Basically, what he's saying in the video is, hey, I'll show you what real gang banging is. Well, I'm here to tell that, man, and no disrespect, real gang banging ain't going out in the streets and yelling and screaming at people or being a cell soldier and bumping baking soda breath out there. That's not what real gangster shit is. Real gangsters move in silence like lasagna. I think Lil Wayne told you that and Garfield showed you that, right? Real gangsters don't go out in the middle of the street trying to recruit people to get off on people that he doesn't even know basically doesn't even know what the fucking situation is with these people, and basically is trying to start a problem because he's seen something on the news. You know, that's not the way to go. If there was a big situation, where was the big cop presence in the background? Don't you think there would be SWAT team out there, a Fed presence? There definitely would be some entities out there to kill that noise. Not a bald-headed gay man with a lot of tattoos, and I don't know if that identifies as a chick. I don't know what that was, right? Out there talking about they're from different hoods, and they're going to show these Venezuelans how real gangbanging goes. You know, obviously they got their fools mixed up, but there's a bigger story behind that. You know, people pulling up individually from different hoods, feeling the need to, I guess, take credit and handle business, you know, for the community is a cool thing. You know, you always want to back up the American people, and you want to back up, you know, innocent people. You know, everybody hates a bully, right? But at the same time, whoever says there was a problem, whoever says there really was Venezuelans going in, taking over people's apartments, no one ever said that besides social media and people trying to put you in the fear-mongering box and scare you for whatever political reason it is. That's the truth, right? Now, it kind of gets me thinking, what's going to happen? And I know Dubs just did a video, man, speaking on kind of the same thing. You know, there's a lot of hardworking, innocent Venezuelans that did come over, that did immigrate to the United States with the right mind state, you know, for the freedoms, for the liberties, for all the good things that this country has. And they're working hard. They're in their community, you know, blessing it, giving back. There's a lot of people that are doing that don't come from the gang background or don't involve themselves in that don't come from the prison background, that basically come into the United States to do what exactly they're supposed to do, and that's work hard and build a foundation for their family in the future. These people are going to be targeted. And then it's going to get bigger than that. There's so much Venezuelan hate going on right now that to be Venezuelan is kind of like you got to fly under the radar. Because now anything Venezuelan is ostracized. It's bad. It's getting thrown into a pot where everyone thinks they're all gang members or they're invading our country. When there's a lot of other minority groups, there's a lot of other brown people, man, they're going to get caught up behind this. You know, we've seen it with the Asians. We've seen it when 9/11 happened. There was people that were targeted, ridiculed, bullied, picked on, hurt, even killed in some cases because of their faith or their religion or the way they look or the pigmentation of their skin. But this is what the foundation of America's been built on: violence. That's the truth. Slavery, violence, ridicule, bullying, pressure. All these bad things is the backbone, really, of the country we live in. For it being a melting pot and having so many different people, that's so many different problems. There's so much different drama. And this is just a bigger story in the pot here and now. And we're starting to see it now. Someone said, oh, you only care because you're brown. Absolutely. I think I care more about human beings, no matter the color of their skin, than anything, rather than they're just brown. But oh yes, it has definitely got my attention because it could affect my children and my family walking down the street. Because now what you have is a whole bunch of people for clout, for money, for hate, for whatever reason, deciding to pull up and basically take this drama on upon themselves. Exactly like this guy did in the video. Screaming. He was causing more of a disturbance than these guys were with these fucking rifles. They did their shit smooth and quietly. They went in, did their thing. Look, I have a brother, man. And my brother was locked up on a home invasion, attempted murder. He did his 20-something years and he got out. And now he's a productive member of society, right? He's working, he's raising his family, he's doing what he's supposed to do. He learned his lesson, and I'm glad he did. A lot of hardship and struggle and gang violence and everything he's seen helped him to decide to be the man he is today, molded him. And a lot of educating himself and realizing, man, that, you know, doing all that didn't count for nothing. He was wasting time is the fabric of what made him who he is. I respect it. Okay, it took me a long time. I've been in and out of prison to really understand the fucking situation. You know, some of these people, that are involved in the gangs or wanna be don't understand that yet, but they will in time. With time comes wisdom, a lot of gray, and a lot of chicks that like it. But at the same time, you need to understand that these people are going to start targeting, okay, different individuals that are of the same color of skin. Mexicans, Guatemalans, El Salvadorians, Hondurans, people that might look Venezuelan but can't even spell it, could be targeted, could be approached upon. People could get at them some type of way. It happens. It happens all the time. And the reason it's going to happen is because this fear mongering that's going on, this saying the Venezuelans are taking over, is fucking bullshit. You know, they might be deep in a certain area because that's where they're putting them up for housing. But hey, you can only thank the people that opened the borders and allowed this influx of migrants to come into your area. You can only blame your city councilman who took the vote to decide, or the legislator who took the vote and decided that they were going to become a sanctuary city and they were going to help. You know, it sounds good to help people, and it really is a good thing. I think everybody in some capacity wants to help people, you know, rather than hurt them. But you have to think about what it does to your hardworking citizens that are there, bringing in a whole bunch of people that can't speak the language, that don't know much, that are not given the opportunity at a job at the same level as everyone else, that are pretty much behind, you know, coming from a war-torn country, or where there's guerrilla warfare, or there's a lot of gang violence and shit going on, to just be thrown into a suburban neighborhood. What do you think's going to happen? You know, people are going to get fed up and tired of their shit. Straight up, they're going to feel like, hey, this is an invasion. It looks that way from the outside looking in, but you can't thank no one, you can't blame no one but yourself. You know, rather than implementing programs to help people blend into society like they have for prisoners when they're released, they have transitional housing. The transitional housing is basically for people that don't have family support, but also to help people blend back into society. It's a hard road to blend back into society when you've done so much time in prison. You're institutionalized. A lot of people get PTSD. There's just a lot of things that go on in your mind that could trigger you into going off and going right back. And at least those programs were implemented to help. And also, man, you know, it's good for the person running the program. It's a major come up, you know, because of course the state's going to take care of that bill. But at the end of it, because it's all about money. But at the end of the day, you know, there is no damn Venezuelan takeover. You know, oh, they're coming to Chicago. They're taking over. You know, I seen this black guy did a video the other day. And in his video, he was talking about, ain't no way any Venezuelans going to come take over the Brotherhood. We'll tear their ass up, right? And then he went on to say, period. Essays, period. Essays? They're not essays. Hey, they ain't Mexican essay, right? Here's the thing. People start to get looked at and targeted and thrown all into the same pot when they're not even that. Now, getting back to what I was saying about my brother, because I lost my train of thought. He went to prison for a home invasion. The crimes he did, and he's an American citizen, man, were much worse than what them guys did on that camera. And remember that was an isolated incident. That was the only film footage we seen. We didn't see no other takeovers. We didn't see no Nino Brown shit. We didn't see people getting thrown out the windows or snatched up out their cars. And I've talked to a lot of people now from Aurora that say that is bullshit. That didn't happen. But what you have now is a different can of worms being opened. Of course, the Hells Angels already let you know they ain't going to be the ones to pull up. That is not their business. They don't want to become involved. And hey, I respect it. I respect it on a whole different front. I respect it because, man, as a grown man, you're taught to stay out of people's business. But also, more so, why are you going to put your liberties and freedoms at stake for some fake shit? They're smart enough to understand fakeness and bullshit when they see it. And anyone who doesn't, well, I'm sorry, man. You know, I hope that listening to me and other content creators like Dubs and other people that are speaking on the shenanigans and the bullshit, it opens your eyes and your ears to what's really going on. I have no opinion as far as politically right or left or in the middle. It has nothing to do with political debating to me. It has more so to do with the safety and security and the fabric of America and the people, right? The communities. I want everyone to be safe. I took from my community. I stole time from my community. I caused grief and anguish to families. So I'm an advocate for not continuing that. Okay? Am I going to step and disrespect gang members and say everything they do is bad? No, I'm going to be honest with you and say there's good and there's bad. Maybe a lot more bad than good, but that's just the way it is in the hood. You know, it's never going to be a sparkly, like DK would say. That fucker is confuzzled, right? It's never going to be like that. What it's going to be is a tough world that we live in. And there's going to be a lot going on. And we got to come to that understanding that that's the way it fucking is. But at the same time, right? You also need to understand that if you contribute to that, the more you contribute, then you're not doing something to rectify the situation. You're now becoming part of the problem and not the solution. So these gang members pulling up, hey man, we're going to handle business. I think these guys are doing it for clout. I think they're just doing it because they want to see what's going on. And I know there was a lot of people saying, oh yeah, that's right, man. Look, when you depend on the same people that you put down for so long, let me tell you, gang members are not beloved in the community. How do I know? I used to be one for many years. And when I walked down the street, people would whisper and talk. And every time I got out of prison, I got told on and went right back. And nobody wanted me in their area. Nobody wanted me because they know I brought grief. I brought the motherfucking black angel with me. I brought the angel of death with me. I brought a mentality that was kill or be killed was, I'm going to take your shit. I brought the I'm going to take everything you got mentality with me. I would get out of prison with an agenda. I didn't want to work. I didn't want to contribute to the community. I wanted to take everything I could. And there's a lot of people that think that way. That was real gangster shit in my mind. That's what I thought. I was indoctrinated and poisoned to the point where I thought that everything in that community, I had to have my hands in it. That was me. I had that coming because of the work I put in and because of my reputation. But at the end of the day, man, didn't shit belong to me. There was a lot of hardworking people and it belonged to them, but I would take it. Okay, because I thought I had that coming. So now it's weird how society and the communities are depending upon these guys to be their saviors. How can you back the play of one gang member over the other? Well, these Venezuelans, they're crazy. They're going to cut us up with machetes. We need a skinhead or a norteño or a Southside or a Blood or a Crip or an O-Block or whatever, a Latin King to come protect us, a bulldog. It's crazy. The same thing you reap is the same. You know, what makes you laugh will make you cry, right? For so many years, gang members have been targeted, RICOs, investigations, just different things. People want them removed from their communities. And now it's basically like riding with one necessary evil over another. Okay? I think a lot of this shit is bullshit, and I think a lot of people need to open their eyes to the fact that the last thing we need is a bunch of gang members coming in trying to be Captain Save-A-Hose, trying to come in and wear a cape and take care of something that is fake, something that isn't really going on, because then there's going to be a lot of Hispanic, however you want to say it, Latino, Raza, Mexicanos, Central Americans targeted that are good people that aren't part of that life just because of the way they look. Like I said, we've seen it with the Asian hate. You know, we've seen it with the Muslims. We've seen it with a lot of people that are just hardworking citizens that are not even in that life. You know, here's a perfect example, man. Myself and Flacco, from a convict's perspective, we were downtown one time, right? We were doing videos. And we were on our way to Seattle, man. We had stopped in Portland, Oregon to do some downtown videos. And we just happened to be there that day. They were doing a march for Breonna Taylor. They were doing a Black Lives Matter march. They had a lot of different things going on. You know, that city is very liberal. They got a lot of shit that goes on there. And so on one corner, you have the Proud Boys. On the next corner, you had Antifa. And for those of you that don't know who these groups are, man, they're groups on each side of the political spectrum that go against each other and have different beliefs and thoughts, right? But whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not educated. Anyways, so, because I was just a gang member, right? But you have a lot of different perspectives and opinions, and sometimes they clash. So we were seeing some of the clashing going on, right? We were seeing a lot of this. And I remember there was a lot of people that we interviewed, or a lot of people that we ran into that were uneducated as fuck and didn't even know why they were out there. So we're walking, man. They're having a Black Lives Matter march. And I remember it tripped us out because it was nothing but younger white people doing it, right? Not a brother in sight. And I seen a black couple walking. So I approach him like, hey, bro, you see your peoples over there? They're over there marching, right? He's like, man, fuck that shit, bro. I'm trying to get me something to eat. He didn't care because he wasn't trying to be a part of that. He just was trying to do what he was trying to do. And there's going to be a lot, and I say that to say this, there's going to be a lot of people in that area in Aurora, Chicago, where these migrants were sent that are just trying to do their thing and are going to be targeted by these gang members and by people that think they know more than they know, that are very uneducated. We need to stop feeding into this fear mongering. We need to stop pulling up on spots and involving ourselves in shit that doesn't pertain to you, because you're just going to get more people hurt or get yourself in a wreck, right? This is like a perfect example, the prison yard. When you go on that yard, I know a lot of people say, man, California's racial, man. They're divided on racial lines. It's actually a great thing to be amongst your own people. So you don't involve yourself in other people's business, because that'll get you clipped, killed, and hurt, and your whole head to hurt immediately. You know, you're told, or you should be laced up when you go to that yard, mind your own business. Respect everybody and just do you, right? There's a lot of people that don't follow those rules, and then they end up with their career fucked off. Then they're saying, why? What happened to me? Why did I get politicked on? Because you didn't keep your fucking mouth shut and you involved yourself in someone else's business. That's why I could tell you, man, at the end of the day, all this shit going on, it can lead to a much worse tragedy. People could start getting targeted. Venezuelans and even Raza can be targeted, man, by these gang members and by this hate that's going on right now for the Venezuelans, man. I support everyone. If it was whites that were getting targeted, I'd be doing the same videos. If it was blacks, I'd be doing the same videos. I hate to see, and people always make it a racial issue. They'll bring it up in my chats, or they'll, you know, I got so many people saying, you're only covering this because they're fucking brown. Damn right. I'm going to stand with my people like you should stand with yours, right? But guess what? Before I stand with brown people, I stand with all people. And we're going to do it like that. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Let me know what you guys think in this situation. Leave some comments, man. Do you guys think I'm right? Do you think these gang members pulling up and just doing it for clout? And you know, this guy, he pulls up, hey, we're gonna show you what real gangbanging is. That ain't real gangbanging. Real gangbanging is this. Just get off where you're mad at, man. That's a fact. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's gonna be the head that wears the crown. I'm gonna continue to strive and struggle for what I truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. The gun. Bang, bang.